This is Libby Road and the Sound Epistemology Podcast. This episode of the podcast is the second Street Epistemology interview I had with my friend Sagon. Our first chat was about iron coming from outer space and its effect on Sagon's confidence about the truth of the Quran. This time we talk about miracles, what a miracle is, and Sagon's confidence in the Quran based on the miracle of the Quran's description of the expansion of the universe. So let's blast into this episode of the Sound Epistemology Podcast.
David, how are you, brother?
Hello. How are you? I'm well.
I'm fine, brother. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for coming back to talk again.
Yeah. I'm grateful and I'm happy to talk to you.
Awesome. I noticed that you have a different name this time, which is fine. Do you want me to call you by your new name or your old name?
I have a nickname and I have a government name, and my nickname is Sagon,
Uh-huh.
and my real name is Liban.
Okay,
So we can you can call me my nickname if that's
Sagon.
actually okay with you. Yeah.
Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure that I was calling you by the name that you would prefer to go by. So thank you.
Yeah. How was your week?
Not too bad. Today we are starting to get a lot of rain. And where I live, we don't get a lot of rain in the summertime, but we get a lot
Right.
of rain all the other times. So I believe today is the start of a new weather trend. And I think it's probably gonna rain until June.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing is, I was talking to my cousin. He's in Kenya. It started raining like 2 3 hours ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at night, like it was like 7 o'clock at night. It started raining in Kenya.
Yeah, interesting. And so we probably get a lot more rain throughout the year, more than Kenya, from what I understand. Kenya doesn't get a whole lot of rain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
true. How was your life going on, like for you personally?
Very good, very good. Yeah, not too bad at all. How about you?
My it's actually complicated in my side.
Complicated?
Yeah, like I have an extended family. I'm I'm actually I'm from Africa, you know. Like my
Right.
parents and my grandparents are from Africa. So when you go outside and start making money, maybe you get a good job, you have to actually look up to everybody, not only your parents and siblings. You have to look up on everybody who you grew up upon.
Right. Your whole community. You have to depend on
Your
your
whole
community.
community, they all depend on you if you make it out, if you make out of the community.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it is an African proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly. So when you make like when you reach somewhere in life, your whole village look up to you.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah,
puts a lot of responsibility on you too, because you don't want to let
exactly,
everybody in your community down.
exactly. That's the point because I have all of them. I know them. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It sounds like community is very important
yeah, it's
in
very important.
where you come from. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just and from somebody who came up from that community and claims that God exists, it's actually crazy from a person like me coming out of my mouth because I came out from a place where people are actually depending on me if I made it out of where they come from. I was the least person who this words could actually come out from somebody like me, you know?
Um, okay, so wait, can you tell me that again? Because I didn't quite understand that. You're saying that um the community, it's crazy to say that God does not exist or does exist?
No, forget about God existence. I said from it's actually crazy to come from somebody like me to claim that God exists, and I came from somewhere where people actually, and when I came out of the community, they're looking upon to me to don't forget them. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I
right.
can be, I can say these people look upon to me to help them while God exists. I am the person who will be less. I don't know if you understand. I don't have the words to actually say it. That's the
Hmm,
thing.
that's
I'm
okay.
the least person. I'm the least person to accept this that God exists because where I come from, people um look upon to me because
Yeah.
I came from the community
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
people look
your
upon to me
community
because I
is
made it out.
your community is counting on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's least
Eh,
I'm the least person who can actually say that God exists.
okay. Okay. So if I'm understanding you correctly, um, you're saying that out of your whole community that is kind of supporting you and counting on you, you're the one um, out of your community that believes it the least.
No, I'm the only one in my community who made out of where they came from, and they look upon to me to help them because I made it out.
Hmm.
Do you understand? So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the least person who should actually say that God exists because these people are looking upon to me, not to God.
Okay. Hmm. That's interesting. Okay.
Did
So,
you understand what I
I
said?
yeah, I think I understand. So I'll repeat it back just to make sure. Your community, you're the first one to come out of your community, and they're counting on you. And so, out of everyone in your community, you should be it would make sense that you would hold that belief the least amount. Is that accurate?
Not really. What I'm trying to say, I'll try to actually make it understandable. What I'm
Okay,
actually
thank you.
trying to say, yeah, sorry. What I'm actually trying to say is I came from a humble background, from an African
Uh,
place
uh-huh.
where it's actually there's no money and all of these material things in life. They don't, and the only belief they have is when you read and you get some education, you can go into the real world and make and actually become somebody. So
Uh-huh.
today they took me to school. I went to high school. I went to university, and I became somebody. So they are looking upon to me to actually finance their life so that they can have a better life.
Yeah,
So
they're counting on you.
I, yeah, exactly. So for me, I am somebody who can actually. It's easy for me to say that God does not exist because why? If these people took me to high school and university, so if their main reason was not for me to have a better life, but to also help them, that means they did not have believe in God, because if they believed in God, God is the only person who can help them, right?
Okay. And so you're saying that they should not necessarily rely on you so much to rely more on God?
Yes, they should. They actually rely on God, but when they rely on me to help them, maybe it's a purpose of God. That's where God does not just give you money out of nowhere. He uses a barrier. Understand? Maybe I'm the
Okay.
barrier.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You're
because me, I
you
believe in
feel
God.
like you
One thing, I believe in God. One thing, I believe in God totally, 100%. No,
Mhm.
no doubt.
Right. No
But
question.
yeah, no questions. But I was just trying to say, like, it's easier for me, for a person who was raised in an American family who had everything, for him to say that God does not exist, and for me, it's two different things. It's easier for me, not him, because he had everything.
Right. Yeah, I think I understand. I think I understand now. It seems like it would be easier for you to say there is no God because of the advantages that you've had.
Yeah, yeah, that's the point.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
real
sorry,
quick,
that's
I
the
just want to make
thing
sure.
with language barriers.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah, no problem. And I put the burden of understanding on me, not on you. So, but
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that it's okay if we record this.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah,
All right.
I actually follow your YouTube and your Twitter.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
every day I go to YouTube and see if you actually uploaded my previous talk with you. I'm always eager.
Yes,
And I
that,
always see the survey you just uploaded in the
yeah, thank
section.
you. I actually have the date, and I'm going to look at it right now, of when our first talk is going to be uploaded. And that day
Yeah,
is going to be on October 14th.
yeah. I figured that out. I was like, if he did not upload it, then he has a lot of uploading to go on. Like, it's not
Yeah,
just him.
yeah. You're
He has
you're
a
in line,
process.
but
There's a
but
process.
you're definitely in line, that's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
that's what I figured. Yeah.
yeah, so on the 14th, it should be uploaded up early in the morning here in my time. So it'll probably be maybe in the evening for you on that day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
So
whenever you're actually okay with it.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, is there anything from our last talk, speaking of our last talk, that you wanted to revisit? Or I can kind of give you my takeaway from that, or
Yeah.
we can just start with something new. It's up to you.
No, we can start from what I just told you in the direct messages that I would like to speak about the miracle of the Quran.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, um, did you? I think I wrote back asking you to maybe choose a specific miracle that we can explore together. Um,
Yeah,
is that, did you think of one?
yeah, yeah. I thought of one, which is the expansion of the universe.
The expansion of the universe. Okay, got
Yeah.
you. The expansion of the universe is a miracle that demonstrates that the Quran is true. Is that, would that be fair to say?
It's fair to say that it's fair to say this, and when you say a miracle, somebody will try to look upon like it's like magic. But what we are talking about is somebody say or claim and writing a word and coming out to be and proven like 1300 years from where when he said it.
Okay. How do you define miracle?
For me, miracle is when I come. For example, David. Right now, if I come to you and there's somebody dead, if I bring him back to life, that's a miracle.
Okay. So what would you say? I appreciate your example. Um, what would you say a miracle is without using an example?
A miracle is something that it cannot be explained by a human being.
Okay, cannot be explained by a human being. That's a miracle.
Exactly
Okay.
of how it happened.
Okay. All right. And so, um, since the expansion of the universe cannot be explained by a human being, that's what causes that to be a miracle?
Um, uh, Not only is that which what you said is true, and I said it before, but another thing is if I tell you right now that for example, what do you believe in? Give me an example.
What do I believe in?
Yeah, like factual example.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We can stick with the same theme. I would say that um, that I believe the universe is expanding. That the evidence points towards the universe appearing to it being expanding.
So you do believe in that, and it's actually factual that the universe is expanding.
Yeah, depending on what you mean by factual, I, I would say that it would take a lot of evidence and convincing me otherwise. But yeah, uh, in other words, I think that something can be a fact and we can call it a fact, but we can find out later that it's not a fact. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah, it makes sense because
Okay.
as per now, we have not proved otherwise.
So if we're using that as fact, then yeah, I believe that the expansion of the universe, based on the evidence that we have, is a fact. It's a fact about the
Okay,
universe.
I'll ask you this: if I say that for decades now, scientists thought that the universe exploded from the Big Bang and has been slowing down ever since. Am I lying or am I saying that what is actually like known as per now?
I would not consider that lying.
You will not consider it
No, I'm saying that I would not consider that to be a lie. I wouldn't consider that you
because we
lying.
don't know it. We don't know if it's true or wrong, right? But the scientists actually proven that the world expands, right?
Right. The scientists describe the expansion of the universe based on the evidence that we currently have.
Yeah, the re-expansion driven by the dark energy, as what they are actually saying.
Cool. So this is a so so this is a miracle that you're saying this is a miracle that the universe is expanding, and it's a miracle because it cannot be explained by a human being. Is that accurate?
Um, no, it there's the science. Everything that is the science, factual things that is actually spoken in the Quran. It can only be proven as truth by factual scientific research.
Okay.
So,
So
and
what's the miracle part?
the miracle part is this: as per now, we know that the universe is expanding, and if you come and tell me otherwise, I'll take you as a crazy man.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, we're okay so far. Yeah, we're on the same page.
the universe is expanding, right?
That's what science says the evidence describes.
Okay, David, if I come to you right now, let's say, uh, 1,000 years ago from right now, and I tell you, um, uh, I am a person who follows revelations, and there's a verse that says the universe expands, it does not contract, because that's what the scientists before, that's what they believed in it, until it was actually proven that the universe expands. Will you take me as a crazy man that time?
Oh, I have no idea. It's hard to put myself in the shoes of somebody that lived 1,000 years ago.
Yeah,
So it's hard to say.
exactly. Because the scientists before, they actually said that the universe does not expand. It's slowing since the Big Bang.
Okay.
And they did not prove this till it was actually proven that it's expanding.
Hmm.
So the verse that I have for you, it does not say that the wall is actually like contracting, it's expanding. So if I tell you that this verse was actually revealed 14 centuries ago, can a human being have the knowledge to actually say this? And what's the probability of him being right?
Okay, I think I understand. You're saying that um, it was revealed 14 centuries ago that the universe is expanding.
Right.
Uh, the science was not able to demonstrate that at that time. And since then, we have found out that the universe is actually expanding, and that
Right.
is a demonstration of uh, the miracle of that explanation 14 centuries ago. Is that right?
That's very right.
Okay, okay. Um, could could somebody have uh, written down 14 centuries ago something that has since been proven and it not be a miracle?
If it was proven before him, and he actually wrote about something that was proven before him, then it's not a miracle.
Okay, so if we had a different book, and that different book described something that science recently found out, that would also be a miracle in that book?
I don't know about that book, but if that book spoke about the expansion of the world before this book was actually written, then This book that wrote about the expansion of the world after that book is not a miracle.
Okay. Hmm. I'm trying to I'm trying to process that. Um, so let's say hypothetically um, that that we found a different book, and let's call it the Red Book, and
Yeah,
we uncovered this Red Book from the ground. It's really old. It's older than um, the older than 14 centuries. And
yeah.
inside that Red Book, we read that the Earth goes around the sun. Would would that be a miracle?
I'll tell you one thing. Somebody like me, who actually believes in revelations from God, what I know is before 14th centuries, before that, God actually gave a revelation. It's not that this was the only revelation. And on the other revelations, he spoke about some things that we human beings had no idea about it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So
I,
this last book can actually act like a um uh, what do I say? What do I call it? Um, like a last revelation. Because one thing, if you bring to me right now a revelation that I believe in that said the world was expanding, and the Quran, the last revelation says that the world was expanding, and both of them say that, and I believe myself, I believe that both of these books were a revelation from God, then I cannot doubt them because I believe in them
you can't doubt them because you believe that they're true.
as per my understanding.
Okay. So if the Red Book claimed that it was not from God and it still described the earth going around the sun, would that still be a miracle? If you were
It
convinced
will
that the
not.
Red Book, it would
It will
not be a
not.
miracle.
It will not be a miracle.
Okay. So you're saying that just because something says so in a book that describes the universe in a way that we could only recently know of, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a miracle. Is that correct?
Exactly. If book red said that the earth is white, and my book says that the earth is black, and we come and we find that the earth is white, then the book that says the earth is black is wrong and is not a miracle.
Okay. Uh, if 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 hmm, maybe I'll try to ask in a different way. Um, is it possible for the the Quran to have true things in it and false things in it?
It's yet to be proven to have wrong things as per now.
Okay. So is it possible, or maybe a better way to say is it reasonable to think that there are in the Quran, there's some true things and some false things?
Um, uh, actually, to talk about the truthness, there's up to now there's nothing that has actually been proven or contradicting from the book of the Quran. And the funny thing is, the first verse from the Quran says that this book. does not have any contradiction. Like God does, like for example, when you try to prove a theory is wrong, you have to bring like three what do they say, three reasons, like logical reasons and factual scientific reasons to disprove this theory.
Hmm.
And the first verse of the Quran says that this book does not have a contradiction. And if you think this book actually has a contradiction, please bring it forward. And up to today, it's actually yet to be disproven that it has a contradiction.
Okay. So the first part of the Quran says that there are no contradictions, and
In this book,
you're not convinced that we have found any contradictions in it yet. So
I'm
that
not
gives you
convinced.
the
Saying I'm not convinced is a weaker word. We have not. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a scholar. There are a lot of scholars in this world. There are people who have studied more than me, but they are yet to disprove the Quran up to now.
okay. Okay. Maybe I'll rephrase it. The first part of the Quran says that there are no contradictions. We have not found any contradictions yet. Therefore, everything in the Quran is true.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Um,
and there are
if
no. There
if
are, and one thing. Add one thing. Add one thing.
okay.
The all of us right now, 7 billion people of us. Nobody has actually bring forward. This was a challenge from God. Nobody has brought forward a contradiction from the Quran up to now.
Okay. Um, what would be a satisfactory example of a contradiction in the
A
Quran?
satisfactory contradiction will be for somebody to bring forward a verse that contradicts itself out of 6,600 and 6,600 verses, a verse that contradicts itself out of 6,600 verses. Probabilistically wise, it's impossible if a
Yeah.
human wrote it.
What would be an example though? What would be an example uh, of a contradiction?
An example of the contradiction, if God says the wall is black and we find out the wall is white.
Okay. Um, okay. So if if the Quran said that the sun went around the earth, would that be an example of a contradiction?
If the Quran says that the sun went around the earth, come again.
If if the Quran said that the sun went around the earth, would that be an example of a contradiction in the Quran?
If the Quran says the sun goes around the earth, and we know that the sun rotates on its axis, then it's two things. But what does the Quran say about the sun?
This is hypothetical. I'm just asking, like a hypothetical. If the Quran said that the sun goes around the earth, would that be a contradiction?
But the funny thing is, the Quran says the sun rotates on its own axis.
Right. Yeah. I'm not claiming what the Quran says right now. I'm asking.
Use another
I'm
example.
Yeah, yeah. I'm asking hypothetically if you read in the Quran that the sun goes around the earth instead of the earth going around the sun, would that be a
Yeah,
satisfactory contradiction for you?
exactly.
It would be.
It will be, yeah, 100%.
It would be. Okay, okay. Got it. So back to the red book. If the red book says the first part of the red book says there are no contradictions in this red book. Um, the red book is was given from a different. It's a revelation from a different God, and the red book says that the Earth goes around the sun, and we could date this red book to before 14 centuries ago. What would that mean? Yeah, what would that mean for you?
It will mean that my book actually took notes from the other book, from the red book.
Okay, so that would mean okay. So the red book says that this is a revelation from Zeus, and
Yeah.
there are no contradictions in it, and the Earth goes around the sun, and it was dated 15 centuries ago. You're saying that the Quran would have gotten the information from the red book?
No, not actually. If this, one thing I want you to understand, Mr. David, is if let's say forget let's forget about the red book. If the black book says that the sun rotates on its own axis, and at that point we cannot prove, there was not a way that we can actually prove if it's false or true, and we come and prove it right now, then that black book has to be from God. It's a revelation.
Okay. Okay.
That's the point.
Okay. So if it's true, it came from God.
Okay, how can you say it's not true? If I say right now that the world is expanding,
Mhm.
and we come and found that the world is expanding a century from right now, how can a human being know about this before that, 14 centuries back?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. You're saying before we could have known about the expansion of the universe, it says
Yeah,
so in the Quran. Therefore, it's from
yeah,
God, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Nobody else can know.
Let me ask you this. If if in 10 years, new research and new evidence showed us that the universe is not expanding, what would that mean as
Quran
far
is
as the
false, and
Quran?
is Quran is false, and is not from God. Is from a human being.
Okay, okay. So it is possible for the Quran to be false if you found information that contradicted it.
Yeah, if information comes out and it's actually proven to us by factuals, not logical ways, not just literal ways, we can actually say that it's not from God.
Okay, got it. I see. Okay. Um, is it possible for some things, and I may have asked this already, but is it possible for some things in the Quran to be true and some things not be true?
No,
Okay. So if we found something in the
because the
Quran to
only
be
way,
not true,
the only way we can actually say it's false if we prove it not to be true.
okay, okay, hmm, that's interesting. Um, you said that you were, did you say that you were 100% confident that everything in the Quran is true?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. And you would lower your confidence from 100 if there was some new information about the universe that contradicted it, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So that example I gave, that in 10 years we found out that the universe is not expanding, where would your confidence go from 100? Would it go from 100 to 90 or 100 to 50 or 100 to
90,
0?
90,
It
90,
would just
because
it would
it's
just bring it down to 90.
yeah, because there's a lot of scientific miracles, not only the expansion. There's the embryology, there's the ions, it's a lot. There's the tectonics of the mountains floating. There's a lot of things. It's not only one. We are talking about one today.
Yeah. And so that would have about 10% value of
10% value.
your confidence. Okay. Is there anything in there that would have more value? Like, is there a miracle um, that if shown it was not a miracle would be more than 10% in value?
Um, uh, uh, 1 minute. Let me try to think.
Sure.
Um, uh, I'll actually say no
Okay. So
because
the
of the
miracle
all
of the expansion of the universe holds the most weight in your confidence that the Quran is true
ten
and from
percent.
God. 10%. Okay. And 10% is the most value towards your confidence.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Let's see.
And I'm using 10% of my mind right now.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah, you'd go from 100 to 90 if shown that the
Yeah,
universe was not expanding. Got it. Got it. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. And so,
yeah. But David, brother, I'm a human being, right?
mhm. I accept that.
I'm a human being. Yeah, I'm not an alien. One thing,
Uh,
brother. One thing, brother. If I come to you right now, right,
uh-huh.
and there's 10 explanation. Let's forget about 9 of them. Let's take one.
Uh-huh.
If 14 centuries ago I told you that the world was expanding, and we actually, us right now, we came to find out right now, 100 centuries back, that it's expanding. What is your thoughts about this? Like, I want to know about this. Like,
You're asking what would I
very,
think if you told me that the earth is or the universe is expanding and we later found out that it was, right?
yeah,
That's what you're asking?
exactly.
Yeah, I would be pretty impressed by your ability to
No,
to know about the universe before we're able to test it or demonstrate it.
yeah, because I think what we are talking about is actually things that need materials to actually test it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's actually hard for you to find to know about it, and the probability of you guessing it is near to zero.
Um, but we could guess it though, couldn't we? And just be lucky or no?
What's the probability? Yeah, we can guess it, but we
Yeah.
are talking about mathematical probability.
Yeah, yeah. What's the probability of guessing something correctly about the universe?
It's near to zero.
Near zero, but not zero, not
Not
completely
zero.
zero. Okay.
Not completely zero. Near to zero.
Okay. So it is possible that it there is some possibility that there are some things in the Quran that describes the universe and it was a guess.
No, that's the claim. Me, I accept it because one thing I accept is the sums. If I become rational, it's near to zero
Hmm.
because I just don't think and say because this guy was a Muslim, I will say there's a chance. But rationally speaking, the chances of you winning a lottery is much higher than you saying that the world is expanding at that time.
Okay. Okay. Um, do you can you assign a number value to the probability of uh, somebody guessing that the universe is expanding in 14 centuries ago?
It's near to zero. Do you know why I'm saying it's near to zero?
Yeah. So do you mean like 0.0000001% chance, or are you saying like 1% chance or two
Yeah.
percent chance?
No,
What
no, 0.0001%.
point zero zero
Maybe.
zero one?
Yeah,
Three zeros and
because
then a one?
bro, it doesn't matter. It's more than it's after zero. You know, the thing is this. This guy who said if because if we believe that there's no God and the person who wrote this book was an Arab from the desert who was an illiterate guy. This guy was an illiterate guy. Okay?
Hmm.
This guy was not a scientist, first of all. He was an illiterate guy. He did not know how to write and read. And it's actually proven. He did not know how to read and write. For him to say and claim out of everything on this world, for him to say, he can say the world is a chocolate because he've seen maybe a chocolate, or the world is a water, or the world is black, or the world is white, or the world is sand, or the world is a milk. For him to say this world is expanding, the chances makes it near to zero.
Okay. Okay. And when you say near to zero, you mean there is a tiny possibility of it being a guess. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's a say 0.0001 chance that it's just a guess, would that would that mean that your confidence is 100% minus 0.0001?
No, the thing that makes my confidence to come up to maybe minus the 0.0001 is the probability of him saying 9 or 10 or 20 things scientifically and to be proven right now, it's zero.
Okay, so there is no chance that it was a guess now, or
Mathematically, no. For all of them to come out to be true, zero.
okay, so there is no possibility that all of the things were guesses.
No way, it cannot happen.
Okay, okay. And this is the person that wrote the Quran, is that right? The person that you're
No,
talking about?
Quran was not written. The Quran was not written. The Quran was a revelation.
Sorry, I didn't get you cut out for a second. Can you repeat that?
I say the Quran was a revelation. It was not written.
Okay, it was not written?
It was not written. It was a revelation from God,
Okay.
an instruction
What do you mean
on
by
how to use
revelation?
a revelation. When you buy an iPhone, they give you a guidebook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the
A
Quran
book
was a
that's
revelation from God to us, communication between God and us.
okay, so the Quran is like an instruction manual from God.
Exactly.
Okay. And so when I got my iPhone, I had the instruction manual and
Yeah.
it was written down
On how to
um,
use the iPhone.
on how to use it. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so uh, how do you know what was revealed if it wasn't written down?
If it was not written down, there's a lot of explanation. It's not just only one. One thing I'll tell you, we are speaking English right now, right?
Right.
The Quran is written in Arabic. The
Okay.
people who existed at the time the Quran was actually revealed, they were so surprised, and actually, and it was actually like mind-boggling for them, because the Arabic that was used on the Quran was not there on the capability of what they knew. Like for example, what the English we know right now, a book can come, and the language that was used, the eloquency, it was mind-boggling. First of all, and that's the Quran. The Arabic that is used it's extraordinary. It's not the normal Arabic.
Okay. And so that increases your confidence that the Quran is from God.
Exactly. It increases my confidence.
Okay. Okay. Um, how did you find out what the revelation was?
Come again?
How did you said that it was a revelation, it wasn't written down, right?
It wasn't written down. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So how do you know what the revelation was?
And I will know about the revelation if it was from a human being and from God by this. Um, 66,000 verses, not contradicting each other, and have future future what can I say, like
Like
the
predictions, that kind of thing?
future predictions of
Yeah.
what will happen and
Uh-huh.
coming to be true.
Yeah. Um, right. I guess what I'm asking is if it wasn't written down, how do you know what the revelation said?
If it was not written down, how can I know what the revelation said?
Right.
I don't actually understand the question.
Um, how do you know that you have the correct revelation?
How do I know I have the correct revelation? Because the Quran was unchanged, and it's actually proven. They actually found out a skin that had a writing on it, and it was actually measured archaeologically how long it was written, and it was from the Prophet's era, and they actually compared that skin writing and right now, and there's no a single change from it,
From the writing, right? From
from the
the you're
writing and
comparing the writing. Yeah,
the
so I
writing on
guess
the book right now, and the book and the writing from the skin of the animal.
uh-huh.
There's no difference, and the skin was actually measured. It was the same time that the Prophet existed, peace be upon him.
Okay. So there was a skin with writing on it,
Yeah,
and that corresponds with the later writing.
exactly.
Okay, okay. So how do we know that the writing on the skin is correct compared to the revelation itself?
How do you know the Quran is correct? From example, what you just said is how do you know that Quran is correct, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll try to rephrase it. You said that the Quran was not written down; it was a revelation, and you know that that is true because you're comparing the writing on the skin with the later writing, right? And so I'm asking, how do you know that the writing on the skin is accurate to the actual revelation that was not written down?
Oh, I understand what you said. Well, considering the fact the Quran has zero contradictions.
I want to back up a little bit. You said that the the Quran was not written down. It was a revelation. So I was wondering, how was it revealed?
It was revealed. It was revealed through a prophet, a human being.
Okay. What was the process of the revelation?
The process is the prophet we are talking about is Muhammad, peace be upon him. He
Mhm.
actually, it was revealed to him when he was 40 years old.
Yeah. How was the revelation conducted? What was that? What physically happened? Do you know?
What happened is an angel brought to him the verses, and it took 23 years for the completion of the whole book.
The book.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh,
yeah.
it was a book, but it was not written down. Can you help me with that?
It was not written down. It was revealed to a human being in a period of 23 years.
Okay. Um, so the angel uh, just talked, or how was? I'm trying to understand how
The
the
angel
prophet
was
got the
acting.
information.
The angel was acting as a barrier between God and human being. Because one thing, if God today comes out of, let's say, as what the Christians believe in, and I'm not actually being rude about the Christians, if God today comes down from the sky and says, "I am God, believe in me," then there's no purpose of God creating the world, because Muslims believe the purpose of the world is God created this world for one purpose, for us human beings to pray to Him. But the movies actually and how we actually think about God change all of this. Because when I say God, you think about somebody sitting on a chair, you know? That's the
Yeah, like
thing. That's
there's
the thing.
there's a there's this picture of
There's a
God sitting
picture
on a chair in heaven.
which in a Muslim perspective we cannot actually think about God, because it's beyond our capability. Because one
Uh,
thing Muslims we believe in, God created time. He's outside of time.
okay.
The scientists say that there was a Big Bang theory. There's the theory of a Big Bang. They
Hmm.
say that the world started from the Big Bang perspective, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the chances of a book saying that the world expands and the world came from a Big Bang? It's mind-boggling, because A human being cannot know about these facts, brother. That's the thing. Like, I cannot just wake up and say, if even if today I wake up and I say I will write a book on which I will try to make people believe in God that does not exist, and I will tell them that there was a Big Bang. Like, the Big Bang is one of the last things you can actually talk about.
Hmm.
It's impossible. It's not even the last thing. It's impossible for you to talk about the Big Bang. It's irrational. It doesn't make sense. It's not rational at all.
Okay. Yeah, I think I understand. And because of that, because of not being able to understand it and it being beyond time, then we should not we should not view God as being somebody sitting on a chair.
Exactly, because one thing that is fact is every living thing depends on something to live, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
So it's irrational for somebody to tell me like this universe came out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that okay? Can we go back to the revelation real fast? Because I just want to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure that I
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
could somebody believe that they received a revelation from God and them be mistaken about that?
No, somebody can actually come and claim that he has a revelation, and it will actually be proven for it not to be a revelation easily.
Okay. How could okay, so are you saying that somebody could claim to have a revelation and it not really be a revelation?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how could we, because I understand that you like science and you like testing and testing is a reliable way that you like to use to make sure something is the case, right?
Yeah.
Um, how can we test, how could we test the accuracy of the uh, the prophet's revelation being accurate as far as what you understand the revelation to be? If
We
it
can
if it wasn't
actually,
written
yeah,
down.
yeah. If it was not written down.
Yeah, because you said it was a revelation that took 23 years that the angel somehow or another gave to the prophet, and the prophet was illiterate, so the prophet couldn't write it down. Um, what you read in the Quran, how do you test to make sure that what you're reading in the Quran that you have is an accurate representation of the revelation itself?
It's very simple because you cannot have two books at the same time and claim to speak of one purpose. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
There can't be more than one book.
No,
That's what.
they cannot be two books claiming to be of the same purpose if what they're preaching is different from each other.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about comparing two books. I'm talking about comparing the actual revelation with what you read in the Quran. How do we test and make sure that the Quran is accurate to the actual revelation that was given and not written down?
There's a lot of examination that went through from the time of the Quran.
Okay, could everything in the Quran be true and it not be an accurate representation of the actual revelation that happened with the angel?
No, it's not possible
Okay.
because the Quran is accurate about many things. But accuracy, it doesn't actually mean that the book is a. It does not actually necessarily mean that the book is a divine revelation.
A book could be accurate and it's not necessarily a revelation from God. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, is that a good test to see if the Quran is a revelation from God?
Somebody distracted me. Come again, sorry.
Yeah. So you're saying that a book could be true and it not necessarily be a revelation from God. So if that's the case, why is that a good test to tell if the Quran is a revelation from God?
Because you cannot actually claim if I write a book right now and everything is authentic and actually prove it's authentic, you can actually disprove it from God's revelation. Because if I am a human being, I cannot talk about the expansion of the world. If I say that the world is expanding, I talk about the embryology, I talk about the tectonics, I talk about the geology, I talk about the evolution, and the probability of me getting all of this right, it's near to zero.
Yeah, I understand that. Um, Maybe I can try to rephrase my question. Um, if a book can be true, say true things, and it not be divine, why is that a good test to see if the Quran is divine? Because of the true things in it.
Because the Quran has extraordinary things.
Okay. Can a book have extraordinary things in it and it not be divine?
It cannot.
Okay, so any book that has extraordinary things in it is is divine.
What do you mean by extraordinary?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's the term that you used. Maybe you can define
Yeah,
it
but I have a different understanding of extraordinary to me.
of extraordinary. Okay, let's use your definition since that's the word that you chose.
Yeah,
Um, you, the Quran is true because it has extraordinary things in it. So, and it's divine because it has extraordinary things in it. What do
yeah.
you mean by extraordinary in this context?
Extraordinary is um uh, having words that it's outside of human explanation.
Okay, having words outside of human explanation.
Yeah.
Okay, can a book that has words beyond human explanation, that that means it's automatically divine?
It's extraordinary. It cannot be from a human being because right now, David, I cannot. Okay, for example, right now, what is the chances of me saying your mother's name?
Well, I mean, it's not zero.
It's zero. What you're saying is it's not zero. Is if I start guessing from all
Uh-huh.
the that's the thing they're saying. If I start guessing from all the women's name in this
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
I will get it right at some point. But what is the period that it can actually take for me to reach that name?
I don't know. I think that I think that it's possible for you to guess on the first try.
It's possible. No, it's possible, 100%.
Yeah.
But what is the chances?
I don't know. We would have to, I guess we would have to add up all the possibilities. I'm sure there's a formula that we could use that would tell us
Okay.
the
Um.
likelihood.
Very right, 100%. So, what is the chances of me saying the name of your mom and her mother and her mother and her mother for the 10 times from your mother? What is the chances?
I think the chances of that would be pretty low. But
No,
I don't know if
zero.
I would say zero. You
It will
think it's
be
zero?
zero, bro. Let's
Okay,
be
okay,
rational, brother. It will be zero.
yeah. Uh,
It will be zero, brother.
let's just pretend that it is zero.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I guess what I'm asking is if if your criteria of a divine book is that it has things in it, words in it that are beyond human
Explanation.
understanding. Yeah,
Yeah.
can so if we had a book that had words in it beyond human understanding, then that means that that book is divine. Is that correct?
It's divine, 100%. Because what else is
Okay.
it? Was it written by aliens?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the point.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, I appreciate your sharing all of that. Do you have any questions for me?
I would like to ask you about the atheism point of view.
Well, I don't necessarily identify as atheist. I think that was something that from the first time that we talked, I
Yeah,
think you said that you got me confused with somebody else.
confused with
So,
somebody else. No, I would like to ask you a question from the atheism point of view. Not only for you, but for anybody who will hear this conversation.
oh, sure, sure. What do you mean by atheist?
An atheist is an opposite of a theist. Somebody who claims that like there's no God or a creator. Not only
Uh,
God. Forget about
okay,
God.
so
There's no creator.
your 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 definition of an atheist is somebody that claims that there is no God, right?
No God. No, forget about God. Creator. That the
Oh, okay,
universe
okay,
and everything has no creator
okay. And that's the definition of atheist
of
to
an
you.
atheist. For
Okay,
me,
so
yeah.
that means that from your definition, I am not an atheist.
No, you are not an atheist because you are trying to found find the truth. You are not an atheist.
Okay. So and you want me to speak you want me to speak in behalf of
No,
okay.
no. I'm not asking you to speak on behalf of the atheist. I'm
Okay.
just trying for you to get the the understanding so that the person who hears this conversation, if we have a conversation next, can actually have a conversation with me about this topic.
Okay. Yeah. That's what you want to talk about next time? Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what you're
It's
saying?
about
Okay.
the exactly. Is a topic about cause and effect.
Okay. Well, uh,
It's not
I'm
even
kind I'm a little bit
sorry
I'm a little
David,
bit confused.
sorry David. It's not only about atheism. This is actually something that you can actually relate with. Do you believe in cause and effect?
Um, yeah, I think that uh, I think that certain effects have a cause to them.
What do you mean by certain?
I'm open to the possibility of some effects not having a cause.
Give me an example.
I don't have an example. What I'm saying is I'm open to that possibility. Like I'm not
But you,
100%
but
confident about that.
you have to be 100% comfortable because confident because you do not have an example right now. So what is the chances, the 0% or the 1% of you not having because you do not
Well,
have?
yeah, the lack of examples or the lack of me understanding or the lack of me having an explanation does not mean that I'm 100% confident of the of it not being. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Just so in other words, just because I can't explain something doesn't mean that it's true or false.
No.
It just means that I can't explain it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So
Yeah,
that's what I mean when I say that I'm not 100% confident about basically anything because I'm open to the possibility of me being mistaken.
bro, can I tell you one thing?
Sure.
I really like you, bro.
I like you too, Sagon.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, the way you ask questions and the way I actually adore it, bro. Yeah,
Awesome. Oh, I appreciate that.
yeah,
I appreciate your willingness to explain
yeah,
things.
yeah. At the end of the day, I'm trying to make you understand things that is coming from my head, and that there's a language barrier, But at the end of the day, you understand it in some way.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
That's my goal. I want to understand um and I want to understand you better. And I want
yeah,
you to understand you better too.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, bro.
Cool. So, any other questions?
No, I don't have no question. Maybe next time we can talk about the cause and effect
Yeah. Yeah,
mostly.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. And I will
I
text.
t
I'll text you right now. Just for my reference later on because I have a lot of things happening in my life. Maybe I'll forget about it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And if you forget, that's okay. I won't take that personally. Maybe next time, um, i if you want to, you can just send me a message and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, this is what I want to talk about.
Mhm.
When can we get together?"
Wow, bro. But David, I'm actually curious. Like I'm a human being, right?
Hmm.
I'm very curious. Like this is the second time I'm talking to you. And both of these times you are trying to understand what I'm trying to say, and I was actually asking myself questions like, why does this guy actually try to figure my mind and what, or like, how does it benefit him? On which you left me curious right now. We are trying to end the conversation, and you're trying to leave me curious for the second time. and the third time and the fourth time, which I don't understand. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, why do you come and ask people questions? Like, what is your purpose of it?
That is a fantastic question. I love that you asked that.
Yeah,
And my answer is, do you want my answer now or do you want to talk about it next time?
I'll talk. I'll talk. I will. No, brother. This is something that I will really love to have a one-on-one time for it. Not all, we forget about religion and everything. Just me and you, heart to heart.
Sure.
I want
Yeah,
to. I
yeah,
want to just understand.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's actually mind-boggling to me because it's because as human beings, people actually go into some other crazy things. But for you, you came here trying to actually go and understand each human being, what they believe in, why do they believe in, what's the purpose they believe in. Like, it's a lot of factors, which I don't get it. Why should you do this?
yeah, yeah,
So I will have to have some time with you to actually discuss this because it's not something that it will take 5-10 minutes.
yeah, right, right. Well, I'll give you a quick answer, and the quick answer is, I want to, I want my beliefs to line up with reality. I want to believe true things, and I want to not believe things that are not true. But more importantly, perhaps I want to have sufficient reasons for believing the things I think are true.
Right, right. I get you. That's a nice explanation. But we will have to get time to talk about this.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
let me
will.
know next time you want to talk.
Yeah, yeah. I will talk to you maybe when you have some free time.
Okay. Oh, real quick, just so that we don't have any more confusion about time, because I'm
Yeah,
terrible at like time
yeah,
zones and stuff.
yeah.
Do you want to use what time scale do you want to use? What reference do you want to use? Do
Actually,
you want
I'm in UAE. It's Middle East right now.
right, right. You're
So
in Dubai,
I
right?
go to job. Yeah, I'm in Dubai. I go to job maybe like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I come at home like 5-6 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Then from 6 to maybe like 7, 8, 9, I try to be with the family and do something for myself and reflect to myself sometimes. The only
Sure.
time I get like free I can actually talk to people is from maybe like 9 to like 12 at night.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine. So maybe next time you want to talk, you can send me a message and say, I want to talk about this. Can we
yeah.
talk in 2 hours or something like that? Would
Oh,
that be
nice.
okay?
Yeah, 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 100%. The main
Yeah,
reason
because
I actually tell you like 26, 23 hours is like maybe I think you have something you're doing and I'm actually like, disturbing your peace.
no, 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 no. No, you're not disturbing anything. I just want to avoid um, time zone confusion. So
Yeah,
if you say, I want to talk about this, let's talk in, can we talk in 2 hours?
yeah,
Would that be okay? Or you could say,
yeah.
can
It
we
will be
talk in
okay.
1 hour or can we talk in 3 hours?
That will be
Because
perfect.
if you
It will
say
be
eight
it will be
o'clock,
perfect. Yeah, no, it will
yeah,
be perfect. Maybe I can come from job maybe like 7 at night, 8 o'clock. I will tell you, hey, let's talk in 2 hours, 10 o'clock, perfect for me.
yeah, that's perfect. And if I
Yeah.
don't answer, that means that I'm like traveling or I don't know,
Yeah, no,
something
not
like
only
that.
traveling. You have your own reasons, which is not you don't have purpose or is not a must for you to explain why, but
Right, right.
we can always get time for us to talk.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about talking to you again.
Me too, bro. Me too. 100%.
Okay. Well,
100%.
have a great night.
You
I
too,
hope you
bro.
get some rest
Yeah, you
and
too,
we'll
man.
talk soon.
Yeah, you too, man. We'll talk soon.
All
100%.
right.
Happy
Take
talking to you, bro.
you too. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, me too, man. See
All
you,
right.
man.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
And there you have it. I've really enjoyed speaking with Sagon, and I'm delighted that he wants to come back and explore more ideas. If you enjoyed this conversation and would like to have a one-on-one with me, you can leave a comment here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter at SND Epistemology, or join the Sound Epistemology Facebook group. And until next time, keep asking questions.